What did you do on the PSMF day yesterday? Let me know down in the comments below. But today I am making a loaf of my all-time favorite buttermilk bread because I'm taking it to my hairdresser, Zana, and her beauty parlor because there's another lady there who is also keto and she's never tried it. So I thought, I'll bake you guys a fresh loaf and I'll share. So come on, you guys, let's get this day started. Good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome all you new folks and welcome back, everybody, to Loving It on Keto. I am so glad that I read comments this morning with my cup of coffee. Yes, I did, because I'm very grateful that you all got a lot of information out of the PSMF or protein sparing modified fast information that I gave yesterday with its origins and all of those good things. So thank you so much for feedback and comments on that. Now, we have an August getting back on track for weight loss, kind of a challenge for Harry and I. It's a guideline for us to use to get back on track from vacation. Yes, it is. Yesterday was the PSMF day, but today is either a keto or carnivore day, and we're doing an 18-hour fast for this day. Now, yesterday I went and got my hair done. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I was talking with Zana and one of the other ladies there who is also keto. She was saying, well, I eat gluten-free bread, and I went over all the stuff. And I said, you know what? The other lady said, I need to find a bread for my children because she's trying to do keto and healthy for her kids too. And I said, you know what, you guys? I'm gonna make a loaf of bread tomorrow, my favorite one, and I'm gonna bring it in, and I want you guys to taste test it for me. Since you've never had a ketogenic bread, I want you to taste it and give me your honest opinion. It's not going to hurt my feelings, and I like to hear feedback from people that have never had it, that have never experienced anything like that as far as bread is concerned. So I'm going to make my loaf of bread. There went the neighbor's cat chasing one of those big birds. In my backyard, we have hunters that live next door. 2 black and white cats that have eaten, I think, every lizard, every bird that they can get their hands on in our backyard. Paws on. Anyway, sorry about that. It was like squirrel.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am gonna make my bread, you guys. I'll leave the recipe down in the comments below, but I'm kind of do it quick because I just want to get it done and I want to get it over to the beauty parlor before they get busy today. So you guys, come on, let's get this day started, and I will get my apron on and get everything set up, and then I'll make my bread. I need to get 1.5 cups of water, so I'm going to go to my Berkey. Get 1.5 cups. I love the Berkey water. Put it in. I've got my recipe here, and this is my keto egg white protein buttermilk bread version 2.0 recipe. So I want to measure all of my fats and put them in last, and then all of the non-fat items in when I beat my egg whites so that they get stiff. If you put the fats in with that, it will not beat stiff peaks. And we need stiff peaks for this, so I need my scale. So, I got that. Now, 1.5 cups of water, and then all of my fats. 6 grams of egg yolk powder. If you do not have egg yolk powder, use 1 egg yolk at the very end and beat it in gently and slowly and fold it in at the end.
That's like after the
egg, at the end, at the very end. And I'll explain again where that's at. So I'm going to put in about a tablespoon or 6 grams of egg yolk into a different bowl, separate bowl. Oops. Oh. Six grams of egg yolk. 6 grams of butter powder. 6 grams of butter powder. I like Anthony's butter powder best. I have it in this container. This one is the Garden of Life powder, which is not what's in the jar. So I like Anthony's butter powder, powdered butter. So you want about 6 grams of this. Zero it out. Six grams of that. And then I use buttermilk powder. It's a little heavier. Zero it out. And about a tablespoon of butter powder weighs about 9 grams. So I'm going to put in 9 grams. There we go. 9 grams. I'm going to put some nutritional yeast in. You can use none, or you can use 1 teaspoon to up to about a tablespoon in your product. Where's my nutritional yeast? Is it hiding? Where's my nutritional yeast? Oh, here it is. I'm getting too much stuff in my cupboard. This is Bragg's nutritional yeast bottle, but I buy Sprouts in bulk. So I just use the container because it's easy to do. Put about 2 teaspoons in, so that's in. Now I just mix this up and set this aside because this goes in after you have stiff peaks with your eggs, okay? Well, that cat's out there just chasing the birds. Now, I want to add in my non-fat items to my bowl, okay? So I want to add in a teaspoon of cream of tartar. You can add in as low as 1/4 teaspoon. The cream of tartar holds the egg yolk together and then the egg white together and makes stiff peaks. But it also adds that just a little bit of sourness that I love in my bread. I want my bread to have that sourdough-like quality. So if you don't want it to have that, I would add down to between 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon. Now, if you use egg whites, 10 egg whites in your recipe instead of egg white protein powder, you're going to need to have at least a teaspoon of tartar to help that egg whites get stiff and look beautiful. Yes, you are, but you can use less. Now, oops, that was silly of me. I need to measure my egg whites. Egg white protein powder is what I use. I use the plain Now brand egg white protein powder. And I want to have 120 grams. So I measure the whole container, make sure I have everything out of it, zero it out, and then I take out 120 grams. Oops, excuse me. Hold the fort. I forgot to add my gelatin in first. You want to add in a tablespoon of gelatin. Do not use the tablespoon you just measured your fats with, because the fat residue will cause your egg whites to not whip correctly. You want to add your gelatin, and I have beef gelatin. You can use Knox brand gelatin that you get from the regular grocery store in the baking section. But I want to put it, I want to put it in my water. It goes in after the cream of tartar. You want to sprinkle it on top because you want it to start to bloom just a little bit. What were you going to ask me, Harry?
So what I'm understanding is that even the little bit of residue on this little spoon right here would cause the egg whites not to rise?
Yes, that's why when you crack.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why when you crack and separate your eggs, if you're using real egg whites, you have to get every speck of egg yolk out of it. If you have 1 drop of egg yolk, it can cause your egg whites not to go to stiff peaks. So,
well, this is like really important because I know a lot of people out there have had problems.
Have had issues, yes.
And I'm wondering if it's because they're using the same teaspoon
or
whatever. You know,
Could be.
Just that.
Come on over here. So I just sprinkle my gelatin on top of my water.
Does it bloom?
Just so it starts to just get into the water and bloom just a little bit. Blooming means it melts into the water just a little bit, just to get that blooming just a little bit. Now, another thing you get to add now is your egg white powder. Sorry about that, folks. I need to zero it out. See, come look at this. It's kind of giving a little film on there. So now I just want to clear my egg white. Sorry about that, folks. My egg white protein powder. And I want to add 120 grams in on top. So 1.
So you're minusing it out.
I'm minusing it out by putting the big container, zeroing it out, and then taking out 120 grams. Sorry. There we go. Put that aside. Now, I have found that I only need 1 tablespoon of allulose in my bread to make it really nice and delicious. So I'm putting in a tablespoon of allulose onto that.
That goes in the water, huh?
Goes into the water. And that's it. I stir it up a little bit. By adding the water first, the powder doesn't stick to the bottom and you don't have dry powder in your mix as easily as if you didn't do that step. And I like to mix it with the whisk beater and kind of get it started so you don't have fluffy powder coming up through the air. Lift that up. Put this on and you beat this until you have stiff peaks, and then we're going to add our fats. So you guys, let's turn this on and beat this until you have stiff peaks. In this mixer it's about 5 minutes. In a hand mixer it might be 10 to 15 minutes. But come back and we'll share step 2. I got stiff peaks. Come look at this. But you guys, I forgot to add my teaspoon of salt. No worries, you can add your salt to the fats. So I've got my little salt dish, and this is about a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to add my salt to here. Sorry about that. Harry asked me a question and I got lost, but he had a very good point about the necessity of not having any fats whatsoever. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my salt is all mixed in. My fats are mixed in. Salt can go in the water. It can go in here either way. I'm going to turn this on low and I'm going to add this. Turn it on high for 10 seconds, just to beat it enough to get it all in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It also cleans the beater better. So now it's already starting to drop, which it will because you've got fat in with the egg. So you've got to beat your beater on the side, excuse me. You can't see it really good on camera, but it's kind of a beige color because of the other ingredients.
It's pearly to me.
It's a pearly color. You want to kind of fold it in gently. get to the bottom to make sure that everything is whipped in there. There's no white, because the white will make a styrofoamy taste. It's just the pure egg whites that didn't get beat in. And sometimes the bowl is so deep that the batter falls to the bottom. Now I have a large loaf pan. You can use parchment paper, which I like the best, or one of these liners that was gifted to me, and I'll share that in a little bit once I get my bread in. I have my oven preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to cook my bread for 40 minutes. It's the perfect amount of time. I've kind of perfected everything. This is my favorite recipe. This is my favorite loaf of bread. You kind of want to push it into the pan. Now, some of these little folds might get into the sides, but that's fine. You just want to press your bread in. You're kind of pressing out any large bubbles, but you don't want to flatten it because you want some of those bubbles. Uh-oh. I see something that's going to cause an issue in the corner right there. My bread may stick in that corner. Hope not.
Probably will.
But, so you just want to go to the bottom, scrape it off, add it to your pan. Glad I saw that I didn't put my salt in. That would have been...
Yeah, would have been bad.
Wouldn't have been horrible, but I like salt in my bread. It sweetens the bread. Gives it nice flavor. Now you want to get this all nice in. Take your clips out, because they were holding my liner nice. And something I've learned is take your time when you're doing the top and try to smooth it out as much as possible. Everywhere there's a little line, it will split your bread, right? So I try to make it smooth on top and around the sides so it doesn't do a fall. It doesn't fall over. It's not going to kill it. It's not going to make it taste any different. However, if you want nice sandwich slices, it will just cause you to have a dip in your sandwich bread. So I like just smoothing it out. Once upon a time I used to draw a line through the middle, but now I just like it nice and smooth. That's just me. You can do your bread and put a line or not a line, and it will taste just as delicious. So that's it. Smooth it out. Pop it into the oven for 40 minutes. I put it on the middle shelf in a preheated 325 degree oven. And that gives me about enough time to clean up my mess before my bread comes out. There we go. There we have it. Now it's time to do the cleanup, you guys. Yes, indeed. Timer went off. Got my new oven gloves from Irma and Carrie. I get to try them. I like these because you can really move your hands in them, which is really nice.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Oh, look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. Now this will shrink just a little bit. Let me close this. This will shrink just a little bit. But isn't that beautiful, you guys? I love these gloves. Where have they been all my life? You guys, I suggest you go get yourself some of these oven gloves because they are fabulous. They really are. Now, I need to do a knife. I'll do my knife with my left hand because it's overlapping right in here.
Yeah. I got a feel it's going to stick right now one corner.
Yeah.
That.
Right here.
Yeah. It needs to be a little bigger.
Yes, it needs to be taller. But this is the tallest biggest pan that I have too. Let me see if I can get this out without mutilating it, because I am taking it.
I'll dump it out. You won't break it. It's kind of hot, so it's going to be softer.
There. Remember to put your glove on, Wendy.
It's hot.
Yes. Oh man. Oh, clear. Ooh, there we go. Look how easy that is, you guys. Now to get the mesh liner, and let me share that with you guys in case you want to get some. These were gifts. This is a 2-pound loaf liner by GREMBERRY Professional. This is the biggest loaf pan that I've been able to find, so if you use the smaller one, this probably would do better because this goes right to the top. But I like it, it works for me. And they're super easy to wash. Oop. Now you just unpeel it gently from the bread. See, this is what I was worried about, that this went right into the bread. I tried not to have it go into the bread. So it's going to pull a little bit off. Just a little bit of the brownness. I'll be careful because I want everybody at the beauty parlor to see how pretty and lifelike, as in real bread. This is, I think, the side where my finger had to go in and tuck it, untuck it. Gentle, gentle, yep. Not bad. Not bad. Let's get the other side. This is the one that was way tucked in.
Usually don't have this problem.
No, but
it usually just peels right off.
Usually I do better job of tucking it when I'm doing it. But it's fine still. You know, it's working. Mm-hmm. Just got to be gentle when you're pulling it. I don't want to rip it. I mean, if that's the worst that happens, right? And it still tastes delicious.
Yep.
See? It tucked in.
Yep.
Just tuck it in. Tuck it in. Just work it gently. There you go. Work it gently. It's got one little scar on it. The rest comes right off.
That's how it normally does. You just peel it right off.
Now what I also do, see, I just have one little nick in it. But isn't that beautiful, you guys? Now, you take this, you put a little soap and water, and you just scrub it. It works really good. Here, I'll show you. A little bit of soap. That's what I do. Seriously. You can feel where the bread's at. If you want to soak it a little bit, you can. You can also throw this in the dishwasher in the top. I'd be careful with it because it is so thin, it might slide down and clog the bottom of your dishwasher. If you've got some spots on this because it was tucked way in, you can just put it in your bread loaf pan, put a little soap in there, and just let it soak. But basically, it's really easy. And you don't have to be soft around it. You can just scrub it like I did. But I'm gonna let it soak for a minute because everything got tucked into the bread. Otherwise, it comes pretty clean, doesn't it, Harry? Mm-hmm. But you guys, I need to blow my nose, so hold please. Harry forgot to turn on the lights, so if there's a difference in coloration, it's not your TV or your phone, it's that he didn't have these lights on. But see how it's kind of just shrinking a little bit so that it just goes back together very nicely? So I'm going to take butter, and I'm going to take my bread, and I'm going to take it to the beauty parlor. I'm going to film them and get an honest opinion. It's not going to hurt my feelings if somebody does not like my bread recipe. If you are used to eating regular bread, it tastes and feels different. Yes, it does. But if you have been off of bread, you miss bread, you need that vessel to bring that delicious gooey, ooey gooey food like a tuna fish sandwich or an egg salad sandwich. This is the best one I've made. It's the best tasting, it's the softest, it's the most chewy, it's the most like bread. If I remember what bread tastes like, I don't miss bread when I eat this because this is my bread. Yes, it is. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to put the recipe down in the comment. I'm going to pin it in the comment section below tomorrow once the video is uploaded and get that out for everybody. But this is my all-time favorite, my high protein buttermilk bread version 2.0. Yes, indeed. Now, remember, if you don't have egg yolk powder or butter powder, you can use the same gram amount. Make sure the butter is cooled. Add it at the very end, after you have your stiff peaks, after you've added the other things in there. Add the yolk and the butter very last. Whip it gently, make sure you stir it in, and then get it into your pan and into the oven. It's super simple, super quick, super easy. So you guys, did you have something here?
Yeah, so now you're going to take this over to...
I'm going to take it over to my hairdresser.
You're gonna...
But I'm going to take a knife. A bread knife, I've got my butter and my bread. I'm putting my bread, you guys, when I do my breads, I have a bread loaf pan, but it's so big, it's hard to get the bread into it until I've cut it a few times. So I'm gonna put it in my, and I also use dry desiccant, food grade desiccant in it to keep the moisture out of the bread so it doesn't mold. Now I noticed when I use butter, frozen butter, or the frozen tallow that I use in my English muffins, those do need to go into the refrigerator because unfortunately they molded. I didn't get to take them with me. I was very upset because I was saving them for our trip, but they did mold. So if you live in an arid climate or you don't live in an arid climate and you're in all of this horrible sweltering mugginess, you need to put it in the refrigerator. And I would even use the desiccant. You can get them very cheaply on Amazon and leave one in there. It's food grade. It just pulls that moisture out and keeps it nice. Use a small one. It's no big deal. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to go to the beauty parlor. I'm going to take some fresh bread and butter. Yes, I am. And I'll see everybody there. It's steak time. It's steak time. Yes, it is. It is. Look at these delicious ribeye steaks. Yes, indeed. I'm very excited about it. I'm getting some gloves out. Now, you guys, I took the bread, had to drop it off because they both were in the process of processing and coloring their client's hair, and they had their gloves on and were deep into the coloring. So, but I fed them literally a slice with the butter and everything else, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is fabulous. So they really did like it, and it was a hit. So that's a good thing. Share your keto foods with other people that are non-keto. Even the lady that was sitting with Zana, my hairdresser, was like, oh, can I have a bite too? And she goes, man, I bet that would be good as toast. Then later she goes, I bet that would be good as French toast. So totally didn't know anything about keto, totally didn't know anything other than she wanted to taste it because it was a high protein egg white bread and had no grains whatsoever, no gluten, no grains, no nothing. So that made me feel really good. Anyway, I'm going to cook our steak. Yes, I am. Got my gloves on because I don't like the feel. Does it have the pounds? 2.8, almost 3 pounds of steak here. So we're probably going to be eating only a steak today. My daughter Chalice is coming over. Yes, she is. She'll be here in about an hour and a half. And if she wants to go get something later, we may go. But I don't think... Ooh, man, I'm telling you.
Well, maybe we should just eat half a steak then. Because, you know, she's going to want to go somewhere.
She's going to want to go somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I want to cook the steaks so we can figure it out once we start eating them. But anyway, let me put this in, honey, let me put this in the trash. You're right up against the trash. Our recycle's the big one, and our trash is the small one because we recycle everything and we drink canned sparkling water all day long. Now I'm going to put a little bit of real salt hickory. Yes, I am on these, and then they're going right in. I cook them at 400 degrees. I will flip them at 10 minutes and check them to see.
Notice the fabulous cleaning job.
Oh, yes, you did fabulous. There you go. There you have it. Woo, yeah. I like that. It smells delicious.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. It's barbecue heaven. Without being out in the heat. 10 minutes. Come back and flip them. Put more hickory smoked salt on the second side. Come back in 10 minutes, you guys, and we've got ribeyes. Yes, we do. I just noticed I've got my computer glasses on because I've been doing emails. You guys have hundreds of emails, so bear with me if you sent me anything. It's going to take me a few days to get through everything because I have 2 separate email accounts. So bear with me on that. This just dinged. I put it in a cold oven for 10 minutes at 400. So it's just the one side. I'm going to flip it. Ooh, that looks nice, actually. That looks like really good. But I don't want mine super rare like we had in Las Vegas. Plus I like both sides cooked. Oops. It's hard to get them. It's hard to get a hold of them and flip them. These are going to be so delicious. Yes, they are. I'm going to put a little bit more salt on this side. Uh-oh.
Not out.
It's time to fill her up. Yes, indeed. You guys, if you love your salt at all, buy the big bags when you can so you can fill them up. I forgot to do with my cherry wood, and I've got to do that today. As I'm doing stuff, that's going to be one of my go-tos to buy some. I could go rob Arvita. We keep robbing her. We're going to have to restock everything out there with her. Because we just keep robbing her. Oh, that smells so good. Yes, it does. Love it. And I love the fact that we get 15% discount. Yes, we do. Down in the description below, everybody. If you love it, buy it. I give them for gifts, don't I, Harry?
Yep.
The men in our lives love to barbecue. Okay, there you go. There you have it. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, and we've got steak. But I gotta go finish going through my emails, so bear with me, you guys. I got a lot to go through. Yes, indeed. You guys, these look amazing. Look how delicious they are. Yes, indeed. Harry, you know that means we have to rest now, right?
Yeah.
But you guys, look at these perfect, delicious ribeyes. Woo! Always put extra salt on the plate. That's what we do. We love it. Yes, indeed. Anyway, you guys, you know what that means. He's got to rest, and then we are going to eat. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Those were the grass-fed, grass-finished ribeyes that we bought from the butcher. They were $51 for almost 3 pounds. But Harry, turn the camera around, get over here, and tell me what you just said.
It's the best piece of steak I've ever had.
It
really was. It's just weird because the other stuff we bought with that, I didn't like it at all.
It tasted grassy, but
it tasted grassy. This was perfect. And she put the right amount of stuff on it and everything. Oh my God.
Just the barbecue, just the smoked salt.
It was tasty like, that
butter.
Really brought it out.
The
like
fat
butter,
was buttery.
Yeah, really buttery. And I ate the whole thing.
He did, except the bone.
But I eat only half. Couldn't help it. It was just too good, man.
He didn't want the fatty part, fat part, but I kept the half that I couldn't eat, the bone, the fat, because we're going to chop this up for tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I couldn't eat the whole steak. I am full, but man, the fat was buttery. I don't know what they did different to that versus the other meat that we had. This was more aged. I don't know what it was, but these were heaven on earth, delicious. Right. And I'm saving every part of this, including the bone that Harry gnawed on.
I'll go back and buy one more of those just to see if it was a fluke.
No, you're going to buy two.
Well, that's what I mean.
I need one too.
One for each of us. And just to see if it was a fluke, because that other stuff we had, I didn't like it at all.
No, it tasted like grass to me.
Yeah, like I was eating grass.
This, heaven on earth. Anyway, I'm putting this in the fridge. Just wanted to share that, you guys. But man, pardon me, got the hiccups. That must mean it was delicious. Gonna put this in the fridge, and yes, indeed. First, I want to thank Jelly. This is the brooch that you sent to me with all the peacock stuff. So I made it a pin today. I've been wearing it all day. It's very pretty. I love it. Thank you again for your gift. But you guys, you know what time it is? It's time for the My Chow Club surprise box for August. Yes, it is. So we're going to go to the computer. We're going to do a random picker and see who the lucky winner is. So you guys, let's go to the computer. Come on. On your mark, get set, go. Island Joni, happy your vacation went well. Hashtag chow. Yes, indeed. You are the winner, Island Joni. Yes, indeed. The winner of the My Chow Club surprise box for August is Island Joni. Hooray! Woo! Joni, what you need to do is you need to send us an email to lovingitonkketo@gmail.com. Harry's going to put that right here. I need your full name, your complete mailing address, and telephone number so we can get your My Chow Club surprise box out to you, because this is the one you won. Anyway, congratulations to Island Joni. Well, everybody, we had a great, delicious day with those ribeye steaks. Oh yeah. Now tomorrow is a keto carnivore day. This is a day where you want to eat a little bit more food, a little bit more fat, get caught up for the week, because we're going to hit it hard and heavy. Sunday we're doing an OMAD, then a keto day, carnivore day, then a PSMF day. Yes, indeed. So you guys, please remember, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, ring that little bell, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you right here tomorrow. Sally's gonna say goodnight. You didn't sneeze, you didn't say goodnight. Okay. She comes running in so fast. She knows the cue. She's so cute. Yeah. She taught herself. Would you like some carnivore dog, beef, and elk? Would you like some? Now be careful, because the light's right there. Mark, say go. She's a little trotter. She's got that little hop, skip, and a jump. Anyway, you guys, see you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Go get a ribeye steak.